This is the Mid-American Conference on ESPN. Oh, what a picturesque football Saturday, month of November. This is Ball State University's campus in Muncie, Indiana. We're inside Schumann Stadium today as the Ball State Cardinals, they've got a lot to play for. We'll tangle with the Eastern Michigan Eagles, who are trying to find a way to get right on the road. Great to see you, everybody. We're delighted you're here. Guarantee you've come to the right spot. Michael Regard, my partner, Gerard Cherry. All right, let's start with the big picture here. Ball State, they're thinking about winning a MAC championship and getting to Detroit to play in a MAC championship game, Gerard. And for Eastern Michigan, it's about trying to find some success on the road.
Exactly, because for Ball State, the thought is we have a chance to still win the MAC championship. And with that in mind, what do you have to do? You have to take care of business today. And they also have the opportunity to do something they haven't done in a very long time, and that is go undefeated at home. And obviously for Eastern Michigan, Mike, the mindset is the following. Let's play spoiler. Let's put spoiler alert in full effect and go out there and do some damage to ruin the opportunity for the Ball State Cardinals on what is senior day today.
Yeah, that pride for Eastern Michigan could go a long way. Quarterbacks always in the spotlight. These two in particular for their football team. Noah Kim has had a real solid year. The Michigan State transfer leading the Eastern Michigan offense.
That's right. Very impressive, Noah Kim, in that he can beat you on the ground and in the air. And what you love about his game is, Michael, is that the fact that he keeps his eyes down the football field. When he's under duress and under pressure, he doesn't cave. What he does is he keeps his focus and he finds a way to hit open receivers, be it on the intermediate or deep vertical routes. And not to be outdone, he also wears the number 1. That's Kyle Kelly. And this guy is a special player in his own right in that he could be considered an athlete but can also play the quarterback position at a high level. He can pass, he can run, and when he's going and he gets in that second and third level of the defense, he is extremely dangerous.
So keep an eye on both these QBs today. No question about, as Gerard just pointed out for you, their proficiency in running their respective offenses. All right, Ball State's going to get their hands on the football again. Eastern Michigan won the toss. They deferred to the second half. This is a Chamber of Commerce type set. Is this November 15th?
Feels like September, right?
Yeah, it does. All right, as we said, Ball State got that kick return squad on the football field, and not wanting to try to bring that out for the Ball State Cardinals was TJ Horton. So that means we bring out the young man, one of the two QBs we just talked about, Gerard, and Kyle Kelly. Remember, he was more of a gadget offensive player. He played DB for this Ball State team in 2024. That'd be like you in your playing career, man, that suddenly saying, "Oh, he's going to be the quarterback next year."
Exactly. That tells you the level of athletic ability he possesses. If you can go from DB to quarterback to receiver to gadget guy, that lets us know that you are extremely talented from an athletic perspective.
So Kyle Kelly running. That's TJ Horton to his right, and this is Horton on that first carry of the afternoon. Give Horton 4. Now you're going to see a lot of RPO today, of course, with both these squads, but in particular this Ball State offense with Kyle Kelly. That was Zach Mochin in on that first hit, first tackle of the afternoon for Eastern Michigan. So the pickup is 4 for TJ Horton, 2nd and 6 for Kyle Kelly in the offense. Kelly going to throw that out route, had a little bit too much airspace underneath it as he was intending his throw for Keon Magwood, going to bring up 3rd down here early.
Right, and Kyle saying to himself, that was a great opportunity right there, and you had your receiver open on the corner route. Those are the type of plays that you need to pick up to keep those sticks moving, but you're still in a manageable down and distance on this 3rd down.
And this Ball State offense now, well, they average 16 points a game, so. And head coach Mike Yuremovich will share a lot of his thoughts as Gerard and I spoke with him this week. For now, Kelly on 3rd down. That pocket broke down. Kelly's going down, and Eastern Michigan gets that stop on 1st down on that 3 and out. And in off that tackle of Kyle Kelly defensively for Ball State. It looked like that Terrell Martin had some of that D tackle.
just an excellent job of the defense of surrounding Kyle Kelly, not giving him any space to operate and maneuver to get outside the pocket.
So with a 3-and-out, Ball State's got to punt the football away. Adam Saul is standing at his 10-yard line. Going to hang that high, not particularly long, but coming up to fair catch that for Eastern Michigan at the 42-yard line. It's a very good field position after the Eastern Michigan fair catch from Porter Rooks. All right, Gerard. With this Eastern Michigan football team last week when they got that fourth-quarter win over Bowling Green, and you just mentioned in the open, this young man here, Noah Kim, is playing some very good football down the stretch for Chris Creighton.
It certainly is, and right now he has the wind at his back, so do not be surprised if they go vertical on the aerial attack.
This is Dante McMillan at the running back spot, and off that play faker, there's running that RPO beautifully. And Noah Kim just delivered a strike as he hit Nick Devereaux. Devereaux wears number 81, the young man who went to Brother Rice High School in the city of Detroit. There's Devereaux on the catch, his 32nd catch of the year. 4 grabs, 79 yards at a TD last week.
Very productive and a little shaken up on that catch as he took a shot from the defensive back in the process of catching that post route.
Gonna run that quick flip. Now that's gonna go down as a pass to Harold Mack. Look at Mack. This is an 18-year-old true freshman. I bet you the folks here in the state of Indiana know him, Gerard, out of Fort Wayne.
That's right up the road, and I'm saying to myself, how do you let this guy get out of state? Now, he played quarterback in high school, but as you see right there, very similar to Kyle Kelly. This guy has a skill set to where you can put him anywhere on the football field, and he can succeed.
Yeah, no doubt. He's been real successful this year. Ball State, Eastern Michigan at quarterback Noah Kim going quickly now, and on that first out carry is Dante McMillan. McMillan, their leading ball carrier, 823 yards on the year, and he rotates with another strong running back, Tavier Dunlap.
Right, very productive backfield for Eastern Michigan. And right now, Michael, what we're seeing is that they're having their will and their way, and every play that they're calling is working to success.
Got 6, so I got 7. Let's call it 2nd and 3. Kim will deliver that out. That football popped in the air. Are they going to call that a catch and recovery? Yes, they are.
Yeah, Jamarion made an athletic move, so you assume that that's a catch. As we see right here, 1, 2, catch, hit, fumble. And luckily for him, you have a Johnny on the spot, and one of your offensive players is with you right there, because that could have been a huge turnover if that's not recovered by the tight end Long.
So our white hat today, our game referee is Billy Williams. There's a little conversation going on. Let's hear what Billy Williams is going to tell us. Catch, put the ball down, and then recovered by the offense, enough to move the sticks for a first down.
Yeah, very fortuitous, if you will, that they got that spot, an opportunity with that, because that could have been a major mistake. And right now they have a lot of momentum on the offensive side of the ball going in their favor. Noah
Kim going with dual backs. Kim on that late flip. Dante McMillan inside the 10. We'll see when they mark him out of bounds. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 9-yard line. So both McMillan and Tavier Dunlap were in that particular play sequence.
Yeah, you like to have your best players on the football field when you can. And right there, what I was really impressed with, Michael, is Kim's patience in that he didn't panic. He waits to the last second to make that pitch and picks up more positive yards.
First and goal now from the 9-yard line. Going to go inside with Dante McMillan, that late stretch to the goal line. They're going to mark him probably about a half-yard shy as McMillan was trying to reach for the end zone. And we've been told on numerous occasions that Eastern Michigan possesses one of the best offensive lines in the MAC. And right now we are seeing that on full display because pass pro has been superb, and the running and the blocking that goes along with that has been excellent as well. Look at all the holes and options that McMillan has to choose from to score or to eventually get to the 1-yard line. From inside the 1-yard line, McMillan again. Ball State is saying, oh no, we knocked him down before he got that football across the goal line, and you know what? Ball State defense is correct. They did get that accomplished.
Yeah, it's all about penetration, and right there, one of the few times we can say on this drive that Ball State did just that. Look at that push. Look at that wall. Nowhere to go for McMillan, so great job right there of being stout on the part of Ball State defense. And they're going to need 2 to 3 more plays just like that to force, hopefully, for them a field goal or no score at all.
Second and goal from inside the 1-yard line again. Ball State thinks they got another stop. Yeah, they did. No touchdown signal. As that was knocked down, that was Tavier Dunlap on the carry. Dunlap was not able to break that plane. So it'll be the third opportunity for Eastern Michigan from inside the 1.
Right, and defensive coordinator Jeff Knowles is saying to himself, where was this at 40 yards ago, guys? Why are we waiting now to play our brand of defense? But an excellent job so far on the part of defensive front for Ball State.
Tavier Dunlap, the lone running back. Now Noah Kim gonna get up under center. Dunlap's trying to push him into the house. Evidently did so successfully. Touchdown, quarterback Noah Kim. And Eastern Michigan, 9-play, 48-yard drive. As Noah Kim, the quarterback, and on the ground this year for Kim, that is 6 rushing touchdowns.
Well, they need to start giving out assists for these type of touchdowns because Kim's not getting there without that bench press / push on the part of one Tavier Dunlap. That was the push that was needed to get him across the goal line.
Yep. Just like you're in the weight room.
Exactly.
Only you take it to the football field. Rudy Kessinger to add the PAT. He will do that successfully, and the Eastern Michigan drive, a successful one that puts 7 on the board. Spearheaded, of course, by quarterback Noah Kim. Kept the football behind Nick Gallegos and Mickey Revelitsky. 7-0. All right, back inside Schumann Stadium in Muncie. That's a very strong drive for that man. Is that head coach Chris Creighton?
That is. Looking like John Harbaugh.
Yeah, good call from back in the playing days and the early coaching days. Wabash and then Drake. We had 44 wins, and Creighton is at 199 wins when you add those 60 as the head man. There he is. He started growing that
very impressive beard.
That white beard. We saw it first back at Mac Football Preview Day in July, and looks good on Coach Creighton. And a win today would put him at 200 in that coaching career that we just amplified for him.
Yeah, very, very great career, and he'll be the first to tell you how fortunate he is to do the profession that he's been able to do for so long and at such a high level as well. A lot of guys are on his coaching tree, but more importantly, Michael, the fact that his players, they all speak highly of him and the impact that he's had on their lives.
Without question. Terrific man. We've had the pleasure of knowing him throughout his tenure in the Mid-American Conference, and absolutely one of the very best. Now, Kyle Kelly is going to run that jet motion with Eric Weatherly. There's Weatherly, and good first down call and result as they got 9.
Exactly. 2nd and 1, that opens up the playbook to whether you want to run and be safe, or you could take a shot down the football field. But I would be hesitant on that shot due to the fact that the wind is blowing at 1,000 miles per hour right now.
Well, not literally, but Gerard's right. It is can have an effect today. Now stay with that RPO game. Look at bouncing off tacklers. That's T.J. Horton. What did Mike Uremovich tell us? He's explosive, a top-end ball carrier. And we got the sense he's going to get more work today.
We certainly did, because they pretty much alluded to it, saying, hey, we need to get him more involved. And this is why. You take a shot like that, recover yourself, and pick up more positive yards. That's just tough, hard-nosed running right there on the part of T.J. Horton. That will certainly get the fans and his teammates fired up.
Gerard, he's got that too. He's got, we think, that prototypical college running back size. 5'10", about 210 pounds.
Yeah, hard to see him, hard to bring him down because he runs with power and he's quick.
There you go. Stay on the ground for Mike Uremovich and Ball State is this carry. There's Mike Uremovich.
Great job, first season coach. Established this program already and found an identity. That's such a big question mark when you take over a program. Are guys going to respond to your voice? And certainly, based on the way this team has played, at home at least, they've certainly responded to his voice.
Stay on the ground, but this time Eastern Michigan had that smelled out. As T.J. Horton on that carry, maybe got 1. Which is going to bring up 3rd down and 5. This Eastern Michigan front, Gerard, those 2 defensive tackles that were number 9 and number 5, Donovan Green and Terrell Martin. These guys have a way of making sure that things get real tight and plugged up.
Yeah, just like those jerseys on them. I'm still not used to seeing these guys in number 9 and 5. It just don't look right.
Yep. So it's going to bring up 3rd down now and 5. That line to make is at the 43-yard line. And this second offensive opportunity. And there's that wind we talked about, right? Blowing the football around.
While on the field, not in the air.
Kelly will throw that quick in route. That is hauled in by Keon Magwood. Magwood in open space. Just the quick out. And then Magwood turned that thing up and put about 15 additional yards on the end of it.
He certainly did, because I was ready to critique the play because I'm saying to myself, why are you throwing short of the sticks? But Magwood says, you know what, Gerard, I have something in store for you. I'm going to spin out backside and find myself 10 yards more further down the football field. Great job on the part of Magwood of turning something that could have been a disaster into a positive play.
Just gave you 19 yards on that, Parker.
Exactly. Like, go past the sticks. He's like, no, I got this.
Yeah. All right, from the 30-yard line now. Back to the ground game. And for Ball State. Do have a flag on that. Ball State's saying it's on Eastern Michigan. We'll see.
Yeah, can we trust that?
Personal foul.
You want to trust
Face
that?
mask. Defense, number 11. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Well, one thing you certainly don't want to do, Michael, is when you're the visiting squad, help out the opposing team by giving them face mask penalties and put them even closer to the end zone. Certainly don't want to do that. That just switches momentum up.
And that 215-pound freshman for Ball State, Jalen Bonds, running hard. And this is Bonds now, who now go offset with Kyle Kelly. Bonds, not much there, as again that Eastern Michigan front got that taken down. I think it was Carter Evans, Gerard. Yeah, wears number 33, that defensive tackle, who's done a solid job this year.
Yeah, we were given an alert that Bonds would be very active in today's game plan, and so far he's put in some work for a guy that's been inactive for the most part.
Good size.
Yes, 6 foot, 216.
Yeah.
Freshman, work with that.
A motion now from Eric Weatherly. Pressure coming. That throw got picked off.
That's what you don't do.
Not the decision that Kyle Kelly wanted to make as he got intercepted.
It's an interception by the defense. First down, Eastern Michigan.
That was Joshua Scott on that INT. Scott, the 180-pound graduate senior out of San Francisco, came up with a pick. Oh, you know that's a throw that Kyle Kelly wants back. Scott read it, picked it, turnover for Eastern Michigan. Chris Creighton likes the look and the work of his defensive unit that just came up with that impressive stop by Joshua Scott, the graduate corner. Gerard, Kyle Kelly, I gotta believe he wishes he had that throw back, don't you?
Yeah, when he watches it on film tomorrow, he will be sick because he broke the rule, and that rule is that you never throw across the body, especially when you're throwing at a 45-degree angle and you have a DB breaking underneath your receiver. You cannot throw that ball because that's going to be a PBU or INT every time.
Good look at Mike Uremovich. Now he's got his defense on the football team, on the football field. Eastern Michigan is backed up as they start this drive from their 1-yard line. McMillan tried to lower the pads and put a little thud. He put a little thud into Ball State's corner. Eric Weatherly, or was that was Michael Gravely?
Yeah, Michael Wing. Yeah, Michael Wing with the tackle, and those two guys must have had words prior to the game, Michael, because Dante McMillan ran to him like he stole something from him.
Well, we found out during the course of the season that Dante McMillan is a tough running back. 205-pound transfer out of Weber State in the Big Sky into Eastern Michigan's program. Noah Kim had that deflected and then caught by Eastern Michigan's tight end, Joshua Long.
And that's what I call you must be living right play right there. Whenever you have a tip in the air this close to the line scrimmage in the middle of the football field, normally that spells doom for the offense. But right there, Johnny on the spot and Joshua Long able to get the reception in the most improbable way.
It got a couple for Noah Kim and the Eastern Michigan offense. That line to make is out close to the 14-yard line. Let's call this third down the long 5 here. 4 wide, 5 wide receivers for Kim. Empty through the quick in route. That is hauled in. Making that grab was a freshman. Was that Harold Mack? Yeah, Mack on the reception.
And Mack's like, hey, man, we're not wrestling. What's up with the body slam he just took? See right here, Mack does a nice job of what? Finding that open spot in the defense. And then boom, he gets body slammed by Ashton Whitner, who definitely brought the pain.
Eastern Michigan not huddling though, and again they'll go 4 wide here with the one running back offset with Noah Kim. Kim gonna trigger the out, got what they wanted. Good throw to Joshua Long. Gerard, Josh Long, and you and I talked about this with the Eastern Michigan coaching staff this week. 6'5", 250, sophomore out of LA, very high ceiling. What do they tell us? Still raw though.
Right.
Maybe didn't play in the very best of JC programs.
Right. Well, right there, he looked like a finished product because that will get your name in the paper and on the internet. That type of play on his part.
McMillan trying to stretch that out. Dante McMillan, short gain, spotted at the 30-yard line. So let's give him 1, and we'll call that 2nd and 9.
And in this day and age of everyone transferring, you might want a guy to be rusty to stick around a little while because the size that he possesses, that's prototype power 4 tight end.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt. Had a lot of conversation, Gerard and I, this week with the Eastern Michigan offensive coaching staff about Joshua Long. Off that quick play fake, Kim's going to take a shot deep. A little bit of contact. Yep, flags coming. Flags coming as that throw was intended for Harold Mack. And that flag came out, and I think they're going to get Jamad Harmon, the Ball State DB, Gerard Cherry.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 10. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
I get the call because of the tripping that took place between the receiver and the 2 defenders. But at the same, yeah, right there, he grabs it. But in my opinion, and this is a former defensive back coming out of me, he's not catching that football, Michael. It's well underthrown, even overthrown, rather, even with the tripping by the defensive back and holding.
I'm glad Gerard said it's a former DB coming out in me. Gotta like that. This is Tavier Dunlap. Dunlap, he's the guy that we've seen. McMillan is the #1 ball carrier, but I tell you, Dunlap's 1A, Gerard. And Dunlap at close to 220 pounds. Now, he will hit it up in there in those A and B gaps.
Yes, Ben brings a very physical presence to the Eastern Michigan backfield and what he displays. And not to be outdone, McMillan does too, but when you're in difference of 20 pounds, that makes a world of difference in how you as a defender take on that run.
Give Dunlap 5 on 2nd and 5 off that quick play fake. Kim's got the edge. Thought maybe there'd be a little bit more. Now we got a little bit of scuffle going on over on that Eastern Michigan sideline after Noah Kim was run out of bounds.
Yeah, Noah Kim put Nathan Voorhees in a spin cycle because he had no idea where the football was going, and that's his job to contain Kim on this play. Watch 44 as he comes down. Yeah, he's reading Kim, but he's not reading him properly because obviously Kim still has the football in his hands, and very fortunate that there were not more yards picked up on that play as we see the extracurriculars taking place on the sideline of Eastern Michigan.
Hey, look, it's the month of November. There's a lot at stake. Like we said, Ball State, needs a win to continue their hopes of playing in a MAC championship game alive. Eastern Michigan's trying to get right on the road. Oh, McMillan got stood up, didn't he? That was a very strong. That's Michael Gravely, the young man we just mentioned. Where's number 2? Cleveland guy. Gerard went to Glenville High School. You and I know that real well.
Yes, we certainly do. That's right in our own backyard. But watch Gravely at the end. This is what I love, the physical presence to say, hey, you're not picking up that first down. I'm bringing all my pads and every last bit of my 201 6-foot frame to slow you down from making that first down.
Yeah, with a 7-0 lead, Gerard, Chris Creighton says, offense, stay on the football field. This is 4th and 2 from the 47 of Ball State. Straight quarterback carry. Well, I don't know. It's going to depend on the spot. You know, that head linesman over there, Gerard, I think this might be a half-yard short as Kim got stood up and then knocked down.
And I like the call in that Kim is a dual threat quarterback, so you trust him to make the play from that standpoint. But also, I love what the officials did. Okay, if you're going to get pushed back, then a lot of defenses do what they do. Turnover on downs. Ball State gets the football back. Eastern Michigan could not pick up that pivotal first down.
Michael Ringeye, Gerard Cherry, and all of our ESPN crew. Glad you're enjoying it with us. Eastern Michigan with that first quarter touchdown to take this 7-0 lead. And now Gerard, Ball State offense going to get this football back again after Eastern Michigan's drive to try to add to that lead got short-circuited.
Right, very fortunate on the part of Ball State in that they were not able to convert that to some type of score, and that they were turnover on downs and putting Kelly and company back on the football field.
Kyle Kelly with that quick flip. That is a pass, by the way. That is a completed pass on that quick flip to T.J. Horton. Horton normally lining up in the backfield near Kelly. This time, that quick flip, completed pass. That'll be the final play of the opening quarter. Ball State looking to get on the move here at home on Senior Day. But it's Eastern Michigan that got in the end zone first. 7-0 Eastern Michigan. Second quarter next. All right, back inside Schumann Stadium along the whole Ball State football here on the campus of Ball State University, Muncie, Indiana. So there's the day so far in the opening quarter, Gerard, for Kyle Kelly. Had that one pick when Ball State was on the move, and it took away an opportunity for the Cardinals to put points on the board.
Exactly. In the red zone area, you cannot afford to throw interceptions, especially when you're throwing the football across your body, going against all the techniques that every coach from Pee Wee, Pop Warner, junior high to high school have told you in college not to do.
On the second down call. It's a good burst off the right side there is T.J. Horton. Again, Mike Uremovich telling Gerard and I they like his explosiveness, top end speed. And they also said too, we got to make sure every time we give one of our tailbacks a football, we want assertiveness from them. We want them to be positive. You know, we can't have losses for a couple yards when we're running the football.
Well, so far so good in that the running backs have done a nice job of picking up positive yards.
On third down and 2, Kyle Kelly, and that's straight wrong. Kyle Kelly has come free at the 23-yard line. Kyle Kelly, 29 yards on that big, 23 yards on that big play for Kelly.
They said there's levels to this, and once he gets into that second and third level, he becomes one of the more dangerous players in the MAC. And you see right there in that he can make a little cut, and next thing you know, he can turn into something big. Nice run on the part of Kyle Kelly.
Yeah, he is closing in on 500 yards of on the ground in his ball carrying work this year. Very close to 500 now. Came into today with 470. On that mesh concept again, Kelly ultimately gave the ball late to T.J. Horton.
Great point.
And I don't know if Horton got there to the back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great point. And Horton is saying, come on, Kyle, you got to give that to me faster, sooner rather than later. And for Kyle, the proper read would have been actually to keep the football because there was no one on that boundary area to force or contain him had he kept the football with his initial read.
Yeah, so Eastern Michigan got that stop. The Eagles have this 7-0 lead. Great to have you along on ESPN today. Michael Regai, Gerard Cherry, and all of our crew. Kelly taking that shot. He was looking for Keon Magwood, but well, Gerard, it looked like that that secondary of Eastern Michigan had Magwood locked up with no room to operate.
Right, you had a cornerback step for step with Magwood, and then you had a safety coming over the top. But the main thing is this for Kyle. You have to put ball placement in the right position because right here you throw inside when it should be outside. And very fortunate that ball was not intercepted because, again, ball placement is key whenever you pass the football.
And now it brings up a 3rd and 10 for Kelly. He's going to throw that tunnel screen. It was hauled in by Eric Weatherly, but again, Eastern Michigan, Gerard doing a terrific job of swarming to the football. Seemed like they've got a real good feel about that play sequence right now for Ball State. They were all over that.
Yeah, essentially what they're saying on defense is that, all right, Kyle, we know you can beat us with your legs. Let's see what you can do with your arm. Can you provide accurate passes on a vertical option when it presents itself? Because, yes, we'll let you catch it with short dink and dunk passes, but can you beat us vertically? And so far, Kyle's not been able to answer that question.
This is a 42-yard field goal attempt for D.C. Pippen. Got plenty of leg. And he's also got the accuracy. Pippen hit it from 42 yards out to get Ball State on the board here for the first time this afternoon, early second quarter. Pippen put points on the board, 7-3 Eastern. C.C. Pippen putting 3 on the board with his field goal make to get Ball State on the board for the first time today. Remember now, these Cardinals at 3-2 in the MAC have an opportunity. Now they got to win out, but an opportunity to play in that MAC championship game in Detroit. And this Eastern Michigan football team, they're trying to find a way to win on the road. They haven't had a win on the road in probably for them what seems like forever.
Yeah, well, they're certainly doing a nice job so far of putting themselves in position to do that as they lead this game. But to Ball State's credit, throughout the season, they've done nothing but win at home.
That's right. The Ball State Cardinals with wins over New Hampshire, Ohio, Akron, and Kent State, 4-0 here at home. Non-returnable as Eastern Michigan decides to fair catch that. All right, Dante McMillan and Tavier Dunlap, as we said, Gerard, real good duo carrying the football.
Very physical runners, have the ability to operate from the inside, and then they can get outside into that boundary area and do some damage as well. And what you appreciate is that both runners are very physical in their approach. And Dunlap, again, the transfer from Michigan, he's a physical, hard-nosed runner who also possesses a similar skill set as Dante McMillan, in that he can also lower the shoulder and boom, but he can also be efficient, breaking to the outside and picking up positive yards.
They like to direct snap it a lot to Tav Dunlap in. Look at Ball State trying to get on Tavier Dunlap there. Dunlap actually spun out of a couple of tackles, and that second pirouette really put himself on the ground. Credit for that tackle will probably go to Jackson Weagold. Weagold, a fifth-year senior linebacker, but there's more of the running back numbers, Gerard.
Right, 145 attempts, 823 yards for McMillan, and 90 for Dunlap, and 348 overall. But that run that we just saw shows you why he's so special.
Yeah.
First guy does not bring him down.
Yeah, for sure. 2nd and 9. Kim will gun that in route. Oh, that's dropped. That's got to be caught. That's just flat out got to be caught. And I think that Nick Devereaux will be the first one to tell you that. I got to catch that football.
He'll be the first one to tell you that. But I love this. You make a mistake, they bring you out, they coach you up. But what does that do? That puts the onus on you to say, you know what? I need to make those plays so I can stay on the football field. It's called accountability.
I like it, partner. Keep talking that all you want, man. I'm listening. I like it. 3rd down and 9 now. Ball State defense are looking for a stop here. They want the football back. What does Noah Kim have in store? He's going to come middle. That was broken up. That is a terrific defensive play. Jamad Harmon read that perfectly, didn't he?
He certainly did. I'm operating in the middle of the field with Jamad Harmon. And you said, okay, I'm reading the quarterback's eyes. What do I see? Well, I see that he's looking in the middle of the football field. I'm going to break that angle and make a play on the football field. And the beautiful part about it is, Michael, he did not get there too soon. He timed it out just right, so those officials could keep those yellow flags in their pockets.
Excellent play by Jamad Harmon, the red shirt sophomore. And you know what, folks? Remember, he started his career at Kent State in the MAC. That low line drive kick, but is going to work out just fine, thank you, for Mitchell Tomasek, the kicker of Eastern Michigan. Ball State's football again when we come back. Eastern Michigan Gerard, it's not that far away, is it? College football playoffs on the road to a national championship, but a lot to be decided nationally about now the 12 football teams that will be a part of that the playoff rounds to try to win a national title.
12 and counting is what I say.
Yeah. And for Kyle Kelly, again, Kelly in this opening quarter went 2 of 4, but he did have, again, that pick. And it was with Ball State looking to go in as they were in the red zone. So Kyle Kelly, who has had a very strong year, looking to operate this offense. This is TJ Horton. He's got nowhere to go. I tell you what, Eastern Michigan is really flowing to the football extremely well. Extremely well. Gerard is in on that stop for the Eagles there. That Donovan Green. Wasn't Green, though. We'll have to make sure we got our depth charts properly right there. As Eastern Michigan defensively, they use a lot of young men. Kelly trying to find some room to operate, but just none there. Just none there.
And what we're starting to see from Eastern Michigan's defense is the following. They're doing a great job of saying, okay, let's play sound in our defensive scheme, and that we're going to have someone to force, we're going to have someone to contain, and simply put on this, guys stay at home, don't let Kelly get to that second level, and that's just a really good job on the part of the defense swarming to the football.
3rd down and long now, as this Eastern Michigan defense getting after it. Kelly going to step up in the pocket now. Oh, just nowhere to go as Eastern Michigan is all over them once again. Well, that Eagle defense doing a terrific job on the defensive side. And Kyle Kelly just with not a lot of room, Gerard, whether it's in the pocket or even if he tries to escape the pocket to find room to throw.
Yeah, he had trouble right there, but in my opinion, Michael, it was more of his hesitancy. Right here, you should have just took off with the football. You're trying to make something happen with the passing game, but nothing was there. The defensive backs did a nice job of covering up the receivers down the field.
So Ball State's going to have to punt the football away again. Trying to hang that high, and it's going to kick out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Eastern Michigan, as they're going to get excellent field position again. So we take a look, and of course we talked to Ben Needham. That's Eastern Michigan defensive coordinator right there, Gerard. And
yeah, he's figured it out.
What did he tell you? He said, look, we're better, and more than that, I know we're capable.
Right, and they're certainly showing that right now, and that what he's calling is certainly working, because Kyle Kelly and his company do not have an answer for what the Eastern Michigan defense is doing so far in the second quarter.
Oh, excellent operating position here for Noah Kim and the Eastern Michigan offense. Starting from the 45, Ball State showing blitz. Kim will throw that quick out. It wasn't caught. It was not hauled in, and as you see, hitting himself a little bit for not making that catch for Eastern Michigan, Porter Rooks.
Right, just a quick out play. But Brooks has to catch this football. And the reason why they're getting rid of the football so quick is because you have Nathan Boris, who is a sack master on the opposite side of that line of scrimmage. And they're certainly trying to avoid him and not let him get active. One of the leaders in sacks in the FBS.
Oh, yeah, where's number 44? Well, he has got get off, just explosiveness. Run game just really not happening for Eastern Michigan here in the last couple of series, as Dante McMillan had nowhere to go. And coming up to make that hit again for Ball State. That's Roman Pearson, one of their boundary corners. Pearson, young man from the state of Ohio out of Pickerington High School.
Yeah, whenever you have your cornerbacks in on the tackles, that's a great sign that you have a physical defense. A lot of times we say these guys just cover, and that's all they're good for, but not the case with Ball State.
4 receivers on this 3rd down and 10 for Noah Kim. Pressure coming. Kim gun the out. That's an NFL throw right there. That was a terrific throw that he found Harold Mack with. And Mack is at 5'11" true freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. But look at Kim's spin on this throw, Gerard.
Spin is nice, and the decision making on Mack's part is even better, Michael. And what does he do? He sits in the area where it's vacated with no defenders and finds that spot and allows Noah Kim to make an excellent throw to pick up the first down.
So Eastern Michigan with eyes on adding to their 4-point advantage. This 7-3 lead is. We come inside 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Kim again, out route, on time, on target. Jamarian Wheeler, he's in the house. Touchdown, Eastern Michigan. Noah Kim, excellent ball placement. Jamarian Wheeler did the rest. 43-yard touchdown hookup.
And what you love about the play is the fact that Wheeler does what? He keeps his feet. Kim diagnoses the defense, goes outside, once again find an area where no defender's at, and then what does Wheeler do? He does not panic. He says, you know what, let me turn up the football field and take it home to the house. Excellent play on the part of the Eastern Michigan Eagles.
Gerard, how about this first half of offense for quarterback Noah Kim and Eastern Michigan, whether it's Dante McMillan or Tavier Dunlop in the run game, or this McMillan or Noah Kim throwing the football. Excellent throw there. 43 yards later, touchdown, Jamarian Wheeler, Eastern Michigan. Chris Creighton liking that drive that culminated in Gerard, what turns into a big play, explosion play from quarterback Noah Kim and his offense.
That's right. 4 plays, 55 yards, and not much time off the clock as well. And I am very impressed with what I'm seeing from Eastern Michigan on the offensive front, in that they are just finding a way, even thrown into a very windy conditions, to pass the football very effectively. Hence why we said coming into this game that Noah Kim was one of the premier quarterbacks in the Mid-American Conference.
Well, that's the way Chris Creighton and his offensive staff feel. Of course, the OC, Mike Piatkowski. That football angling out of bounds. As there's Mike Piatkowski, the offensive coordinator of Eastern Michigan.
And for Ball State, the coaching point is simply this on offense. Be patient. Establish the run again. Don't force passes places they don't belong. And we've seen that several times with drives with Kyle Kelly, in that he's trying to force the issue. When, again, utilize the fact that you're an extremely talented runner. That hurts the defense sometimes more than pass the football. Because I always say, Michael, if you want to hurt my feelings as a defender, run on me as opposed to pass. And obviously at some point they're going to have to pass before this game gets out of reach, just get productive plays. But at the same time, I would like to see them be more patient on the offensive end and establish a longer drive.
Now, really just one carry for Kyle Kelly today. Now they'll go back to the ground game, trying to get to the edge outside the numbers, and doing that with Eric Weatherly. Weatherly, diminutive at 5'8", strong at $180. The Bucknell University transfer. A couple of carries for him, but look at last week against Kent State, where Kyle Kelly, Gerard, ran it 21 times. That's 10 more than the group of running backs for Ball State.
Right, and when you're effective, you put those type of numbers out there.
Now, speaking of running backs, Kyle Kelly opting not to go to the running backs there. He's going to keep the football himself, and this is going to bring up 3rd down and short, as he got stopped after the very short game. We'll call it 3rd down to short. Long 1, short 2 here for Kyle Kelly and Ball State. That line to make is right at the 35-yard line, so a little bit closer to a full 2 yards here for Kelly and the Cardinals offense. Ground game, not going to happen. Look at Eastern Michigan just swarm to the football, and they took down Jalen Bonds. Eastern Michigan, there's those D tackles we were talking about, Gerard.
The single digits is what I call them.
Yeah, single digits. Number 5, Terrell Martin. Number 9, Donovan Green.
Yeah, and the single digits show up, and here's a key part to it all. When you get penetration in the backfield like that, if you're a runner and you get hit before you even cross the line of scrimmage, it's very unlikely that you're going to pick up that 1st down.
So Chris Creighton and his Eastern Michigan defense has forced this 4th and short. Ball State's going to punt the football away. Give Eastern Michigan excellent operating position. Yeah, Adam Saul hit a real good one, and fair catching that for Eastern Michigan. Porter Rooks. Just a touch under 6 minutes left. Eastern Michigan's got an 11-point lead, and now they got the football back again for Noah Kim, who came up big with his right arm and that touchdown throw in the last possession.
Right. Stick with the up-tempo approach. That has certainly worked for Eastern Michigan, and keep on being aerial in your attack, because so far they have not been able to slow Noah Kim and company down, so why not pour it on? But you see, 1 touchdown so far on the day, 112 yards passing with a 73% completion percentage. You'll take that all day, every day.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the Noah Kim story, he started his career at Coastal Carolina, transferred to Michigan State in the Big Ten, and Kim, off that RPO game, is going to keep the football. I like the way he sold that, Gerard, on that play fake.
And that's the key component to it all. Your play fake, making sure you do the little things right. Fool the defense, make them think one thing's taking place and misdirect them with something else. And that's exactly what's occurring right now for Eastern Michigan against Ball State.
Noah Kim got 8. Let's call it 2nd down and 2. Kim's got those dual backs to each side of him. And that's Dante McMillan and Tavier Dunlap. Dunlap, good cutback. Well, look at Dunlap. Now, you just say, well, that's a 2-yard run. Well, it probably should have been for a loss of 3. He broke tackles, made himself small, and used those pads to get that 1st down.
Right, and that's disheartening to a defense, because they realize what you just said, Michael. Hey, man, I thought we had him in the backfield. Next thing you know, you're moving the sticks because you're unable, 1st or 2nd or 3rd guy in this case, to bring him down.
Strong running back out of the state of Texas. Tavier Dunlap, who started his career as a Michigan Wolverine. Kim, keep the football. Got dragged down from behind. Not much there. As Ball State's defense, solid defensive play there. That's Drew Hughes. There's Hughes. He wears number 47. He's a 5th-year, 300-pound senior out of the state of Illinois. We are approaching 4 minutes left in this opening half, where Eastern Michigan trying to spoil a little bit of what has been a home field party all year for Ball State. Going to set that up and throw and complete that Dante McMillan. Good cut, McMillan. He's got a 1st down. Dante McMillan. McMillan, you know, we running, he's been terrific this year. Gerard, almost over 800 yards, but catching the football well too.
He certainly has, and one thing that's really impressive is how Eastern Michigan is protecting their quarterback right now because he's having no one put pressure on him in the pocket.
We come back live, and again, that is Dante McMillan on that first down call. Give him a couple. We'll call it 2nd and 8. Boy, Eastern Michigan, I mean, you know, Gerard, the thing is, you get in the end zone, field goal, you put points on the board, but all right, you can see they'd love to time this thing up that, you know, as we are approaching 3 minutes left, they don't give Ball State the football with much more time again after this possession. Tight end coming to work there. That's going to be very close to the first down. That's Joshua Long. Very high ceiling again as the Eastern Michigan coaches evaluate him.
Very beautiful play design. You have on the right side of the formation 2 receivers running vertically, clearing everything out. And then across the middle of the line of scrimmage, you have Long running a crossing route. High-low concept, Michael, and it worked to perfection.
I want you to explain that high-low concept, but we got a second. Hold on to that, okay? Hopefully we can do it after this play. This first down snap. Kim might put it up. Coming deep middle. Oh, that's not the throw Noah Kim wanted as he got picked off. But what a terrific anticipatory play from Michael Gravely, the 5th-year senior, out of that very strong Glenville High Tar Brothers program in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, and right there, though he's played excellent so far, Noah Kim was being a hog instead of an eagle. And you know what happens to hogs? They get slaughtered. So, again, you cannot make that play in the middle of the football field. You have to understand that he's dropping to his position and does an excellent job playing that quarter technique and finding himself in the right position to make a play.
You know, it always never fails. We were just extolling the virtues of Noah Kim, and I'm not sure what was in his mind when he made that throw, partner, as you just described beautifully, between the hashes in the middle of the football field.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Now, a great job on the part of the DB of selling the idea that it was hook the curl of flat coverage, but no, he had a quarter and fooled Kim, essentially.
Well, a lot of time for Kyle Kelly, but they...
Nothing.
You know, I'm going to say that the rhythm, I guess the rhythm and then again, the execution of such, just not there for this Ball State offense today on that short throw that Eric Weatherly caught for a gain of just 1.
Yeah, and it's really simple. The defensive front for Eastern Michigan is dominating. They're putting the pressure on Kelly, and right now he's rushing things and not really allowing things to develop.
We got the 2-minute timeout hitting us right now here at Schumann Stadium. All right, give us this timeout. All right, Ball State got some things to try to, as we said, get into a better flow offensively. They trail at 14-3 and looking at a 2nd and 9. 2 minutes left in this second quarter, opening half. Eastern Michigan with this 11-point lead on Ball State. Cardinals have the football. But again, Gerard and I were just talking about as we went to this 2-minute timeout that Ball State's offense just not in the type of flow and rhythm you normally see from them.
No, they're not.
Kelly trying to make some of that appear for him. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there, and he's got to throw the football away.
And excuse me, Michael, but he's in that space right now as a quarterback where he doesn't trust what he sees. And that's the credit to the defense in that they're mixing up the looks, giving them one thing but showing something else. And then on top of that, couple that with pressure, it makes it extremely difficult and challenging for a quarterback to succeed with those dynamics taking place. And right now, Kyle is feeling the effects of a very, very productive and aggressive defense.
We showed him a little bit earlier, but that man, how about that? Great job, gang. Our outstanding work by our crew. Great group here in Muncie. That crossing route,
nice
did that
catch.
get hauled in? It was. Excellent grab as Kyle Kelly put that up a little bit higher for 6'4" Ty Robinson to haul in. 10th catch of the year for Robinson, who started his career in Colorado.
Right, and the sign of a great catcher is a guy that can make the difficult look easy, and he certainly did there.
Eastern Michigan. They're first. Please set the clock to 1 minute.
I'm pretty
we
sure,
all make mistakes.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Eastern Michigan fans took umbrage with that.
Well, yeah, since it is one of their
rivals.
Yeah, so we're looking at a 4th down and 6 here. And I don't think that it takes too long for Mike Yaremovich to really think about this. He's got punter Adam Saul on the football field.
Yeah.
So it's looking like with 1 minute and 41 seconds left that Eastern Michigan is going to get their hands on the football again. Porter Rooks is the return man to take a look at and make a decision on this Adam Saul boot, whether he'll return it or not. We'll all find out together. Saul didn't really get it to turn over, but he did get a good tail wag on it. I'm going to put the football down at the 24-yard line. So 1 minute 32 left after the Saul punt for Ball State of 47 yards. So that'll bring out once again Noah Kim in this Eastern Michigan Eagles offense.
And very interesting to see if the Eastern Michigan University Eagles will be aggressive or go conservative, because last time they were on the football field, we know what happened. Kim threw an interception.
Got 2 timeouts at their disposal, Gerard. And again, we said 1 minute and 32 seconds. It's Tavier Dunlap at the running back spot, offset. And you got 4 Eagle receivers. For quarterback Noah Kim, who's going to put it up. Maybe. Boy, he made a late throw. That's always dangerous, making that kind of throw. Boy, how about the pressure that one? That was
number 7 was in the area. Second down.
Well, that was all right. You heard no intentional grounding, but excellent pressure there on quarterback Noah Kim.
Yeah, and you appreciate the effort, but Noah, you want to be more cautious with the football in your hands and not put it in harm's way by throwing it when you're in the process of going down for a sack.
That was Caden Johnson who had that pressure on him, a 230-pound junior linebacker for Ball State. 2nd and 10 for Kim. That pocket's going to collapse. He's got to throw the football away. So, I mean, the first thing is obvious that Eastern Michigan wanted, all right, let's use this time and try to add to our 11-point lead. But now, Gerard, they've really virtually taken no time off the clock. They're looking at 3rd and 10 and might be surrendering the football to Ball State once again late in the second quarter.
And it's as if knowing that they have the pass, something that's brought to life this Ball State defense, is that they're now starting to put pressure on Kim because they simply are reacting and not trying to read and react, but just going out there and playing football. And you're seeing a much better effort from the defensive front.
All right, 4 receivers here. Keep an eye on that tight end, Joshua Long. Gunning that throw. That's hauled in. That's a big-time zip of the football there as Noah Kim laid on a strike on Jamarian Wheeler, moved the sticks. First down, Eastern Michigan, 21 yards. It's a big-time throw from Noah Kim.
It certainly is. That's why he's considered one of the better quarterbacks in the Mid-American Conference.
Now Kim gonna pull that football down. Got outside the numbers and turned that into a solid gain of, we'll see, probably 4 or 5. We'll see where it's spotted.
Mike, so impressive. You need 3rd and long. You need to pick up a first down and prevent the Ball State Cardinals from getting the football back. And you throw that type of a pass under pressure and in a crowd. Excellent play.
Yeah. Last week in that win over Bowling Green, and you know, there to see it. And head coach Chris Creighton said, you know, Kim was off in the first half, but oh, did he pick it up in the second half. Gonna throw that out. I don't know if that's a bust in that Ball State secondary, because Kim took a look to that left sideline outside the numbers, and he saw Jamarian Wheeler standing all by himself to give me the ball, Noah Kim, give me the ball.
All right, so it appears as if Ball State is in cover 2. So the bust is, 1, you don't have anyone in the curl the flat area, dropping with the receiver, and that's essentially what you have to do, have someone there. Number 1, that being just Lewis, goes in on the end cut, and if someone's in front of you, the concept is someone's behind you. So he has to do a better job of his reads right there, especially in situational football when you know it's a 2-minute drill.
23 yards on that hookup from Noah Kim to Jamarian Wheeler. This is Tavier Dunlap. Got knocked down pretty much right around the line of scrimmage. And there is the usage of the second timeout of this first half.
30 seconds left.
That's their seconds. They've got 1 left here with 50 seconds left in the half.
Decisions, decisions, decisions. When you're in the secondary, Michael, one of the things that you have to understand, especially when it's time not much left on the clock, 2-minute drill is let them catch anything in front of you. Who cares? What you do not want to do is give up anything behind you. And on that play right there, JoJo Lewis essentially did that. You have to make better reads and understand that everything's not going to be an interception opportunity. It's more important to play your sound technique and drop in coverage as opposed to trying to make a big play.
Well, after being a little lackluster in a couple of previous series, Noah Kim is really spinning the football here in this particular drive.
Yeah, he's playing very special right now because that 3rd down play in which they had 3rd and forever, and he made it look easy picking it up.
Young man from the state of Virginia, 185-pound grad student, quarterback Noah Kim for Eastern Michigan. He wants to put it up again. That's going to be a hold. 2 of them, as Kim just decides to throw the football out of bounds. He saw those flags come out. Eastern Michigan is going to get brought back here, and probably a couple of guilty parties on that O-line.
Yeah, well, I know for sure that Nathan Boris, the premier pass rusher for Ball State, was held on several occasions.
Again, our game referee today is Billy Williams. We'll hear from him momentarily.
The 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Holding, number 53. That penalty's declined. Personal foul. Legal hands to the face. Number 60. A 15-yard penalty be enforced for the previous spot. Remains 2nd down.
And watch to the right side of your screen as Horace is coming in for the rush. And again, folks, he has amazing get-off. So right there you see the hole, and then you see a follow-up right there. So yeah, they're going to call that, and they rightfully should, because you have to protect the players out there. And man, Horace took a shot in the process of that, but he got back up. A very tough individual.
Yeah, he is. Tremendous get-off, meaning that, you know, out of his 3-point stance, or whether he's standing up to get after the quarterback. He's right there, standing up at the 42-yard line. And Nathan Boris of Ball State. Quick out. Tavier Dunlap made that grab as Noah Kim got rid of the football quickly. Dunlap more concerned with getting out of bounds to keep the time intact. 40 seconds left in this opening half. Eastern Michigan, they're already up by 11, trying to add to it.
Right, if you can get 15 to 20 yards, one, that'll help you pick up the first down, but also, 2, get you in field goal range. Tack on if you can.
Yeah, this is 3rd and 21. That line of Miggs already down to the 18-yard line. Oh, Ball State. That's going to cost the Cardinals 5, I think.
Yeah.
It looked as if Nathan Voris, that terrific defensive end of Ball State, got way across that line of scrimmage, but we'll see.
Offside. Number 44, the defense.
And that's a great job
Next 3rd down.
on the part of Noah Kim. And he anticipated that Voris was cheating on the count and pretty much guessing on it, as you see. He gives him a signal. He thinks he's going to go. Gotcha. That's a very, very move on Noah Kim's part, because the previous play you saw something very similar in which Voris was saying, hey, I'm going to time the snap. And right there obviously backfired on him.
Yeah, on both edges. Voris was on one edge, and Joey Stemler was on the other. Third and 16. Again, that line to make is down at the 18-yard line. That quick throw from Noah Kim, that is caught. It is going to be about 7 yards shy of the first down pickup. That's Benson Prosper. First time we've called him today. He makes his 20th catch of the year for Eastern Michigan. They'll take the timeout.
30 seconds and left.
Well, wait a minute. Now it's Ball State that took the timeout. So, Gerard, I think for them, that's about wanting to get the football back when there's only 27 seconds left in his hands.
Yeah, I appreciate trying. You're saying to yourself, if they go for it, we stop them. Maybe we have a chance at a Hail Mary to get some type of momentum in our favor, because right now, for senior day, it's not going their way. Offensively or the defensive front. And that Eastern Michigan, to their credit, have not been that great on the road, but today, in this first half, they have certainly played a very, very good game.
Mike Yaramovich, in his first year, he told Gerard and I this week, we feel like we've seen progress in the program has been significant. We need more offensive consistency. Now that's coming from the head football coach, and that has shown up here in the first half.
Yeah, it certainly has.
So the 43-yard field goal attempt coming for Rudy Kessinger. Kessinger out of the hold of the punter Mitchell Tomasek. And he hit it. He hit it from 43 yards out, and it puts 3 more on the board for Eastern Michigan. The Eagles now have bumped their lead to 14 at 17-3 as Kessinger has connected again. Rudy Kessinger has he's had a solid season, and his field goal attempts, not in terms of a heavy volume of them, but he is now, Kessinger has hit 4 of 5 on the year.
Yeah, but one thing we have not reiterated enough is just how prolific Eastern Michigan is in the red zone. When they're in that area, they're going to walk away with some points, folks. They simply take advantage of those opportunities when it presents itself.
Let me correct myself on those numbers I gave you a moment ago on Kessinger. After 2 of 3 last week, Kessinger is now 17 of 23 on the year. And a perfect 6 of 6 between 30 and 39 yards. He hit that one from 42. Be all of that as it may, it has pushed Eastern Michigan's lead to 17-3. Boy, on this return, about Eric Weatherly, who was one of the up men, he unfortunately for Ball State ran into T.J. Horton. Friendly fire.
Yes, miscommunication right there. You're here to personally protect, not play a part in me getting my neck broken. So, again, right now for the Cardinals, just need to regroup, go into halftime, escape this with 17 seconds left, not make any mistakes, but really focus in on, hey, what do we have to do to play a better brand of clean football to help our cause on senior day?
Yeah, senior day always extremely special for young men like Kyle Kelly, the 5th-year senior, and this is T.J. Horton. And Horton maybe got a couple.
Maybe.
That again, we've been extremely impressed with the flow and the want to get very aggressive of this Eastern Michigan defense. Eastern Michigan will have their hands on the football to start the second half. They've also got a 17-3 lead for that man, their head coach, Chris Creighton. All right, we'll get our halftime roll for you Coming up in a moment, don't go away, out of Schumann Stadium in Muncie, Indiana. Eastern Michigan with a very strong first half. They lead Ball State 17-3. The fall foliage looking good as always here in Muncie, Indiana at Ball State University. We welcome you back. Halftime as the homestanding Ball State Cardinals tangle with the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Michael Regai alongside Gerard Cherry. Gerard, let's take a look at what's coming up in the MAC this week. A couple of these matchups have a prime importance attached to it. You see three of them on Tuesday on the ESPN family of networks. And then there'll be two more on Wednesday, and then Ball State and Toledo on Saturday. I'm going to hit you with going right to there. Do you think the Toledo Rockets, do you feel like they are in a position with a couple of wins to finish out the regular season, and they'll be part of the MAC championship game in Detroit?
Yeah, certainly they should feel that way, Michael, because when you think about all the parity that's taking place in the MAC, Toledo's right there in the running. They've had some huge wins. Obviously, they start off MAC play slow, but they have certainly come on of late.
Yeah, and I think keep an eye on the, we go back up top there to the Western Michigan Broncos, that trip into DeKalb, Illinois to take on Northern Illinois coming up on Tuesday night will be a big one to be sure. And then, Gerard, Miami and Buffalo. And as we found out, of course, this weekend, no longer is DeQuan Finn a member of the Miami football program, according to head coach Chuck Martin.
Yeah, for Coach Morton, obviously that's a huge loss, replacing your quarterback in the not the middle of the season, but towards the end of the season where it's such crucial games online. But with that being said, Coach Martin, as you know, is a gamer. He'll figure something out. But obviously for Buffalo, too, they're still trying to get that bowl bid. So this game is of utmost importance. It may have implications on who represents who in the MAC championship. But at the same time, obviously, these teams want to win so they can have some activity taking place in December and possibly early January.
Always so much at stake when MACtion comes down to the final couple of weeks in November. All right, don't go away. There's more halftime coming up. The Eastern Michigan Eagles and Ball State still have a half to play to decide a winner. We're back with more. (17-3) at halftime. Eastern Michigan, the road squad today with the first half that has given them a 14-point advantage over the Ball State Cardinals, who, if you're just joining us again, got to keep winning, but potentially, if they do, will earn a spot in the MAC championship game in Detroit. Now, with that in mind, let's take a look at the standings. Right now, Western Michigan stands on top of the Mid-American Conference with their win this week. As they played midweek, they're at 5-1, and then look at that log jam, Gerard, at 4-2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squads at 4-2, and then you got Ball State looking to join them today with a win.
Exactly, and I'm wondering, Michael, how are they going to? What will be the tiebreaker? What if you have 4 teams that all have the same record? How will you determine that? Will you flip a coin or will you play a game? I don't know, but yes, there is, happily put, a log jam at the top of the MAC standings.
Going to have to go real deep to break this potential situation where you have squads, multiple squads with the same MAC record at the end of the year. 17-3 Eastern Michigan. Gerard and I'll be back with more at halftime on ESPN. Hey, you see the most important numbers of the first 30 minutes of football. Eastern Michigan with his 2 touchdowns, 17-3 lead over Ball State. Michael Regai, Gerard Cherry. all of our terrific ESPN crew. All right, Gerard, let's take a look at how Noah Kim was so efficient running that offense in the first half. Threw for 182 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, we told you he was a dual threat quarterback. He has the ability to run, and he gets pushed into the end zone for the score, getting by with a little bit of help from his friends on that score. But he also has some help in the secondary as well with his receiver catching the football, turning and going, and scoring. That's Wheeler on the play, and Kim celebrates with Wheeler as he scores the touchdown. But then, give credit to this Eastern Michigan defensive front because they have put Kyle Kelly in fits in that he's had nowhere to go with the football. And right here, Kyle makes a mistake that you just can't make at the quarterback position. Whenever you throw it across body, it's going to be a bad situation, more than likely. And once again, you see the pressure being applied by Barry Manning and company, donning the number 0 today as opposed to his number 3 that he typically wears when playing for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, all that leads to 17-3. Eastern Michigan looking for an elusive road win of late. Ball State, they don't lose at home. Something's going to give in this second half. All right, don't go away. We'll come back and get things ready to roll for the third quarter of football. Chris Creighton and his Eastern Michigan Eagles with this 11-point advantage, excuse me, this 14-point advantage at 17-3 as we get set to start quarter number 3. Michael Regai, Gerard Cherry, all of our ESPN crew, and for Mike Yaremovich. As Gerard and I were telling you in the first half, he told us this week he likes the progress of his football team. The program has found a way to upload things significantly, but he did bring up and said offensively we've got to find a way to be more productive, be more consistent. I think IE put more points on the board than we're doing.
Yeah, he certainly put the onus on he and his offense because he's the offensive coordinator. And one of the things that he just kept reiterating to us that our defense has done a fine job for us. We just have to be more productive on offense to complement what the defense is doing for us. And obviously we saw in that first half that there was no complementary play between the offense and defense, and that the offense was in a situation for the Cardinals in which there were a lot of 3-and-out scenarios. And in particular, their quarterback, Kyle Kelly, just simply put, Michael, could not get going. And obviously in the second half, they're going to have to change that output and become more productive if they want to win this last home game of the season that they play in front of their crowd.
Good look at Kyle Kelly. He's had a strong season. Again, maybe not when you look at just 57% completion percentage, but he's been productive. He's run the football himself very, very well. And of course, Chris Creighton said, we start talking to Creighton about, he's one of the scariest athletes I've ever had to compete against. And really giving major props to Kyle Kelly.
Yeah, head coaches, defensive coordinators, they do not like running quarterbacks because they present so many problems and issues for a defense. And is it a run? Is it a pass? And even if it is a pass, you still have to pay attention to the run.
All right, let's go. Quarter number 3, ready to roll. Fair catching at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, why'd he do that?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, Jay, why that was the decision there. First half numbers, right now, numbers don't always, but I think they do tell a story, don't you? The lead is 14 for Eastern Michigan. They've dominated the first half numbers.
They certainly have. 238 yards total, 182 yards passing, 56 yards rushing, 6 plays, and more importantly, they have had chunk plays and just have dominated on both sides of the ball.
Quarterback Noah Kim to run this offense. At first down carry. Good for about 4 on that run game is, of course, their #1 running back, Dante McMillan, who averages 5 yards a carry. He and Tavier Dunlap probably, though, as good a tandem as we have in the MAC at the running back spot, yes?
Yeah, they certainly do a good job of complementing each other, and I can't say one is lightning and one is thunder because they both bring the thunder.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The big tight end, Joshua Long, who wears number 87. Watch out for him in this second half, getting him the football. Kim looked at him and then came middle, and that was broken up beautifully. Excellent defensive play from Eric McLean. He wears number 4 out of the Ball State secondary. He's had a pick and a couple of forced fumbles on the year with his ball hawking ability.
Yeah, and that's how you play that in-cut route, in that you don't want to get there too soon. So to his credit, you wait to the last second, and as McLean did, you put your hand in there to poke it out to get the pass break up.
3rd down and 6 now for Noah Kim against this Ball State defense. 3 wide receivers for Kim. That pocket broke down. He threw off balance and got it picked off. It was picked off on the off-balance throw. The INT for Ball State. The ball was deflected too and then intercepted. And that looked like it was Mahim McCargo on the pick, but we'll take another look.
And this is the second time today that Noah Kim's competitiveness has gotten the best of him, in that he had no business throwing that pass in the first place. Devereaux is well covered. He's draped on by the receiver, McLean, DB rather. And right here you have the tip drill in place. And I can tell you one thing, DBs can catch a tip pass. Now you throw it to us straight ahead, we may drop it, but we're exceptional when it comes to getting the tip.
Don't say that, we may drop it.
If we could catch Michael, we play receiver.
Yeah, okay. Mahim McCargo on that pick. What does Kyle Kelly have now? Well, he's trying to avoid pressure, got a couple of tough yards and took a pretty tough hit too. And do we have a flag?
Yes, we do.
Down in that secondary, in that pass route, and Eastern Michigan's going to get hit on that, aren't they?
Unnecessary roughness. Personal foul penalty. You gotta be smarter than that. You just ball stayed out.
Yeah. Again, our game referee today, gentleman with the white hat, is Billy Williams. We'll wait to hear from him.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1 of the defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 89 of the offense. Those penalties cancel. That's both of their firsts towards disqualification.
I actually like that, Michael. That's
you do like that.
I like that because both guys are pushing and shoving each other. So instead of getting bailed out, you have a situation that you watch the bottom part of your screen. Situation here, guys are pushing each other. Okay, walk away. Now here's where it gets active. All right, I push you, you push me.
Partner, you know I love you, but man, I'm a make a call. If you're back, you're the back judge. All right, who initiated it? Don't tell me it was at the same exact time.
Second down. The clock will start on
Make a call.
I get what you're saying, but it's also a way in which you can control the game, saying, hey, we're not going to allow this on either party because, again, I like that call as opposed to bailing a team out.
All right, all that evolves into 2nd and 8 for the Ball State offense. Going to bring up 3rd and short now on that Ball State carry for the Cardinals was Eric Weatherly. So Weatherly, they got the wide receiver. The little fella usually plays the slot. And now Kyle Kelly, terrific move, kept the football. The umpire got in his way. The umpire, if you're going to give somebody a tackle or at least an assist there, give it to the umpire. As Kelly got 15 yards, he'd be in the house right now if the umpire didn't hit him.
Exactly. And what I love is that Kyle has been decisive here. Yes, get out of my way. Please move because you're slowing me down from making more progress. But that's a nice play by Kyle Kelly in getting that 3rd down conversion. It is much needed conversion for this Ball State offense.
Oh, indeed. Trailing by 14. Ball State's on the move here behind Kyle Kelly. Back to the ground game. A strong crease on the right side. And T.J. Horton said, I see that crease. Good job, O-line. And I'm going to pick up positive yards for us. He got 7 to bring up 2nd and 3.
Yes, you give T.J. Horton the operating room, and normally he is going to make big plays. And right there, I love the fact that he's very physical when he runs the football, in that he's not going to go down easily, and he's going to inflict some punishment in the process.
Isaac Lucas, that right guard. Tristan Cook, who wears number 70, the right tackle. Flags, whistles as the snap reached quarterback Kyle Kelly.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Remain 2nd down.
This is the part where it's so frustrating. You have a nice drive going, and what stagnates it? Pre-snap penalties. You have to play better than that, especially when you're trailing. You're trying to get back in this football game, and all that does is slow down your momentum.
So it'll take Ball State back 5. So Kyle Kelly, there's a good look at this 5th-year senior out of Tampa's Gaither High School. Motion again now. Kelly just, I was going to say, he looks like he's going to throw that football away, but then he actually put it on Tate Hoover, one of the backup tight ends. He underhanded that, did Kelly, and it all shows as an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and a wise move. I'd take that over a sack or force it somewhere it does not belong. But obviously, have to do a better job right here with the protection for Ball State. And for Kelly, do what you do best. Get on the outside of that defense, force them to make a decision if they're going to defend the run or the pass with the football in your hand.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I specifically asked Mike Yaramovich this week about his offensive line. Tell you in a minute. Kelly going to take a shot, end zone. It was on the hands. We got a flag. Weatherly had the football on his hands, didn't haul it in, but I got a Gerard, it's going to be PI of some sort on Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, and E. Weatherly, you have to catch that ball. You could not have thrown a better pass on the part of Kyle Kelly, and that it was right where it's supposed to be, but they may get bailed out with the penalty.
Or might it be on Ball State?
Holding.
No, it is the hold.
Defense, number 13. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic. First
So
down.
it's not a PI, but a defensive hold instead. 10 yards, first down, sticks move for Ball State.
Right, and watch number 3 is right there. You see that tug of the jersey? The refs, the ump, everybody with black and white stripes are going to pick up on that every time they see the tugging of a jersey in the secondary.
And out of that secondary was Barry Manning, and now back to the ground game, but just not a whole lot there. Gerard, I've been impressed today. Eastern Michigan's defense against the ground game. TJ Horton on that carry for Ball State, but maybe got a half a yard. That's it.
Yeah, and the defense for Eastern Michigan got the memo. You're going to have to gang tackle. You're going to have to swarm tackle this particular offensive unit in that their running backs don't go down easily, as we saw right there as Horton put in the extra oomph, but still wasn't able to get any positive yards.
Yeah. Second down now and 10. Again, the line to make is down just inside the 5-yard line of Eastern Michigan for Ball State's offense. They got that jet motion going. And again, Eastern Michigan just seems to have that. TJ Horton, jet motion, wanted to get out on the edge, and Eastern Michigan just having none of those
Officials
jet-type plays that just have not really been effective for Ball State today.
Yeah, early on we saw some success with it, but once Eastern Michigan started tightening up their defensive unit and being more sound on their contain and forcing, you haven't seen that play have much success, as Mochan, the one who made the tackle on that play, is down because he fell very awkwardly, Michael, in the process of making the tackle.
Yeah, Zach Mochan has had a real good year. Now, you know, he is coming off an ACL, though, that, you know, affected him greatly last season, all the way in through this season. And he's feeling like his normal self and looking like those abilities just recently. Eastern Michigan's got a 14-point lead when note-taking time for the veteran head coach of the Eastern Michigan Eagles, Chris Creighton. His football team has got a 2-touchdown lead, and he's looking at now his Ball State Cardinal opponent, though, in the red zone. And looking at a 3rd down and 7 for quarterback Kyle Kelly. And his head coach, Mike Uremovich. Kelly on that straight quarterback run. Not going to reach the sticks for a 1st down. They're going to mark this at about the 7-yard line, which is going to bring up 4th down now. And or that was 4th down, right? That was 4th down. So we are.
It's 4th.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me get. Yeah, that was the 3rd down. That's on me. So now we got 4th down, and we get the field goal team out for Ball State, trying to bring their deficit back to 11. So tough angle here from the left hash mark for D.C. Pippen. He hit it true and puts 3 on the board. No touchdowns yet today for Kyle Kelly in Ball State. It's been D.C. Pippen. A couple of field goal hits. Eastern Michigan by 11. You're watching the Mid-American Conference on ESPN on this glorious November Saturday in Muncie, Indiana. That means the campus and the home of the Ball State football Cardinals. They have kicked a couple of field goals today, but offensively they've kind of stalled when they've had opportunities, 3 of them in the red zone. 17-6, Eastern Michigan on top. My partner Gerard Cherry is with us today, and right now Eastern Michigan probably has just Gerard played, I guess, can we say, a little bit cleaner than Ball State has on both sides of the football?
Yeah, that is fair to say. They certainly have played cleaner, and they've also been more productive there. When they had the opportunities, they score in the red zone area, and unfortunately for Ball State, when they get in that area, they're not as prolific or productive as Eastern Michigan has been.
All right, from the 11-yard line, this is a short Eastern Michigan return, and that was Javen Norman, the freshman, on that return. All right, here's the Noah Kim picks that he's thrown, Gerard. This lead may be more than 11 right now.
It certainly would be, and really it's just Noah not making the right decision on that play. He reads and thinks it's a curl or flat defender, but no, he's in the quarters. And then right here is just simply put, live to play another down and throw that away, because again, the receiver is draped and DBs excel at the tip drill. Nice play on the part of Ball State's defenders on those plays.
So Kim operating out of the pistol in this first down carry with a crease on the left side for Dante McMillan. So McMillan got the better part of 6. This offensive line on the left side, that center Nick Gallegos, along with that left guard Owen Snively, and that left tackle Everett Small. That left side got that blocked well. Got 6. Second and 4 after the McMillan first down run. 4 receiver look, 3 to the top here. McMillan again, not a lot of room there, but he was able to turn the corner. He avoided a tackle as he broke out of the hit of Leighton Starks, the redshirt freshman linebacker, and was able to pick up a couple. 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that was impressive. And I say, what's so impressive about it? That should have been a TFL, tackle for loss, but because McMillan has great balance and just desire, he turns what should have been a loss into a little positive gain.
Well, now this wind, it's starting to get significant now, and is at the back in the 3rd quarter of this Eastern Michigan offense. For quarterback Noah Kim. McMillan on that quick toss. Did he get there? He did. He got out of a tackle and got there. How about the presence of Dante McMillan? Oh, you kind of think that Jamad Harmon, he wears number 10. Gerard, watch this. I bet he wishes he had that back, don't you think?
Yeah, he wishes he does, because that's what we call simply wanting it more. And a technique for your DB has to be one in which you wrap. You cannot throw your shoulder at McMillan and expect him to go down.
Yep.
You just can't.
Yeah, McMillan too strong for that. Terrific center of gravity, lower body strength. Move the sticks, first down for Eastern Michigan. The Ball State's all over that first down carry. As nothing there for Tavier Dunlop. Dunlop was taken down for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, right now in that backfield, McMillan is the hot hand. He's had more success running the football. So you wonder if they will just put it more on the onus on giving him and feeding him, as opposed to going to this dual back committee approach for Eastern Michigan with the running game.
Yeah, Tavier Dunlap lost 1. So back in is the young man who wears number 28. Graduate student from Seattle, Washington, Dante McMillan. Kim will throw the out route. There's that tight end. We mentioned him, Gerard. Joshua Long has a shot to. He's still got 2 years of eligibility after this season. Has a chance to be one of the best in college football playing that tight end spot.
Nice timing route, squares the break. That way the defender can't jump the route. Nice route running and catch on the part of one, Joshua Long.
6'5", 250.
Yeah, you can work with that.
Yeah, that's that.
We call a prototype.
Prototype certainly offers a presence at that position. All right, 3rd down and 5. Big play for both the Eastern Michigan offense and the Ball State defense. Kim avoids pressure. Kim's got what he wants. And that throw went right through Jamarian Wheeler's hands, who had 3 to 4 yards of distance between himself and Joedric Lewis, the corner.
And I'm not sure Jamarian was running at full speed. So let's watch at the bottom of the screen. He doesn't stutter and go. He somewhat slows up for it, but he needed to be in full speed mode, and he could catch this football, because you see, it just misses the fingertips of his hands. That pass, as you see from this angle, what a nice spiral as well. But yeah, man, you gotta keep going full speed on that stutter and go route and not slow down and quit on the play.
So Eastern Michigan's got to boot the football away, and it is going to get into the end zone. So Ball State will have it again. Now, can the Cardinals put a drive together and get points on the board? We're beyond the midway point in quarter number 3 now. And Ball State without a touchdown on the board today. They've had but a couple of field goals. And as we've drawn, I've been saying, and let's be honest now, this isn't what you'd call an overly explosive offense to begin with.
Yeah, it certainly wanted to be efficient, though, and that's the problem, and it has not been that. You try to get a nice mix of run and pass, but again, to the credit of Eastern Michigan, they've just been dominant offensively and defensively. Heck, that was the first punt we saw today by Eastern Michigan.
Three wide receivers for Kyle Kelly. An awful play fake. He's going to put it up. Taking a shot. Boy, there was contact there between Ball State's wideout, Keon Magwood, and that Eastern Michigan secondary, but that throw over the hands of Magwood.
Yeah,
Stutter and go again, Jay.
Exactly, and Caleb Dobbs on the coverage right there, side by side. There was no even and leaving in that situation right there. That's exactly how you want to cover that fade route. All in the chest of the would-be receiver.
If I'm even, I'm leaving. The wide receiver anthem, right?
That's what they say, but not the case right there.
That's a strong hit from Eastern Michigan as they put that stick on T.J. Horton. And let's see. Still staying down after that hit was Tyrell Diener. They told us he'd be much heavier in the rotation this week. Diener, a 175-pound graduate student. He played at Division III Adrian College in Michigan. This is 3rd down and 5 as we're inside the 6-minute mark.
That's a heck of a jump, D3 to D1.
Oh my goodness, it is. Kelly underhanded that again and completed it to tight end Maximus Webster. So Webster made the grad, and how about the ad lib from Kyle Kelly?
That is a work of art right there. Under pressure. Okay, don't know where I could go with the football yet. Okay, I figure out something, but look at that. Let me be very creative and throw it underhanded. Great job on the part, Kyle Kelly, of throwing that ball underhanded as opposed to a traditional
Remember that
pass.
stuff, Gerard, when we were kids playing on the playground, right?
Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah. So after moving the sticks and picking up the first down on the creativity of Kyle Kelly, back to the ground game for the Ball State offense, and that means T.J. Horton. Horton really hasn't had much of a chance, though, to bust out and explode today.
Definitely not in the A or B gaps. They have been very stout, Eastern Michigan, and the guys are on the defensive front. Right now you have Warren Stevens-Tayu in there along with Noah Passon, and when the backups come in and do a stellar job, you know your defensive line is dominating.
2nd and 9 in a rapidly moving 3rd quarter. Kelly's going to pull it down to keep the football. But he got wrapped up by 5 different white-shirted Eagles of Eastern Michigan defenders. Kelly needed to gain the 40-yard line. He's going to come up about 5 yards shy of that.
The challenging thing with Kelly, obviously he's prolific when he's running the football, but I would like to see, Michael, more of him outside in that flat boundary area as opposed to running in the teeth interior of defense, because he takes so many shots with that, and then probably give him more room to operate as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that projection takes place here as we get later stages of quarter number 3. Again, he'll go sidearm and complete that throw as he put it on his wideout Ty Robinson, and that's going to move the sticks. As again, I mean, Kelly, well, he's got the whole bag now. He ad-libs a lot with his throwing motions.
Right, and this is old school San Francisco 49ers offense right here. The 90 concepts, where you just have a guy run a quick out and you pick up the first down. Jerry Rice made a living off of that back in the day.
The Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, yes, indeed.
He's under review.
Well, you heard our game referee today, Billy Williams. They're going to take a look at that and see what they see. So when he says ruling of a first down, I assuming he means ball spot?
Ball spot. It was close. That's why I always say, run beyond the sticks. Never put yourself in a situation. And the question becomes, where's the knee at when he goes down? And right there.
39?
But if it's where the knee goes down in the ball placement, he's well beyond the 40-yard line. Right there, he's on the 40-yard line where his knee goes down.
So we'll see how Billy Williams and his crew, the officiating crew, want to analyze that, and then they got to make the assessment on where that ball should be spotted. And yeah,
Coach Creighton,
you got a first down potentially at stake here.
Coach Creighton looked like a young Chris Kringle.
So here's our review they're looking at. Doesn't that knee go down at the 39 right there?
I say 40.
The ball's at the 40.
Yeah, so I say 40.
Okay. Yeah.
But we'll see what the official says.
The ruling on the field of first down is upheld.
Give a point to Gerard Cherry there. That's you know, you said it'd be upheld, and it is.
It was clear he was on the beyond the 40 actually. So
with the ball.
Yeah, with the ball.
Where the ball was.
Yes.
The knee went down to 39, but he had extended
Where was the ball
football.
at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, clock continues to move now as we're near 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Eastern Michigan's got an 11-point lead. Kelly will step up. Well, he got taken down from the backside. That big D tackled Donovan Green, ran him down, Gerard.
And Green had no business running him down. That's once again one of those situations where Kelly wants to pass, but it would have been more advantageous for him to run. They're clearing everybody out. So what are you doing? Okay, you see no one open, you still want to pass, but no, right there, take off. And to his credit, Green comes back, the big fella, and makes the tackle, tracking down Kelly. But yeah, right there, Michael, that's a situation where Kelly just needs to take off running.
Donovan Green, all 5'11", 305 of them. Now there's space outside the numbers.
Yeah.
And then with a strong hit at the end of that. That's Eric Weatherly. Normally a slot receiver who's carrying the football some here today.
Yeah, with the 18-yard gain that Eric Weatherly says, you know what? I can break outside, but I can also dish it out as well. And comes back for more.
Feeling himself, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They say he wanted that smoke, Michael.
Okay. Okay. On the move are the Ball State Cardinals. They're trying to get in the end zone for the first time today. Kelly checks down. Weatherly made the grab. Weatherly positivity as he got probably, we'll give him 4 at the close to the 31-yard line. Going to bring up a second down. We'll call it 6.
And that was an example of great self-control on the part of Kyle Kelly in that there are 2 receivers possibly open, but he didn't force the issue. He took the safe route and threw a check down for positive yards. And I'll take 2nd and 6 as opposed to an incomplete pass.
And this is the 10th play of the drive. So Kyle Kelly's done a good job of initiating this offense. Now they got to try to find a way to get in the end zone. Gonna run that jet action again. Keon Magwood, the 5th-year senior out of Hilltop, Ohio, has picked up a first down. Magwood, I like it with a football in his hands. Gerard, how about you?
I do as well, because special things happen when he puts the football in his hands. But I also like the fact that with the play calling, they keep on selling the jet sweep, and it's causing the defense to do what? Freeze up, honor it, and pause. And that little quick pause allows guys like Magwood and Weatherly to make big plays on that jet sweep action.
Well, you're right, because if they don't honor it, as we would say, Magwood would be leaving, as in touchdown. What? T.J. Horton is not happy.
Ball
as
State. They're first. Be 30 seconds left.
Didn't want that timeout, I guess, but play clock was getting short. All right, 55 seconds left. Third quarter. Ball State getting the end zone for the first time today. Find out when we get back.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Back inside Schumann Stadium here on the campus of Ball State University, Muncie, Indiana. Kyle Kelly. Well, they want to get in the end zone, as in touchdown style for the first time today. They're down by 11, and they're looking at a first down now at the 25. A lot of room running outside the numbers for T.J. Horton, and he got pushed out of bounds. Going to spot that at the 4-yard line, as that is a strong first down call. T.J. Horton's ran the football explosively today.
He certainly has, and prior to that, he was visibly upset with his offensive players and not being ready for the play that took place previously. And right now we have a situation where the officials are gathering up to make a determination on that play.
Gerard, I think we may get a hold on Ball State here.
Illegal formation. Too many men in the backfield. Not great penalty for previous spot. Replay first down.
Get on the line.
We're in game number 10. How can you have an illegal formation?
Well,
you shouldn't have that.
You shouldn't have that. And remember previously, as you see right here, you need to have X amount of guys on the line of scrimmage. You have too many guys in the backfield. And that's just a matter of checking in with the officials to make sure that you are in a position where you're supposed to be. So obviously that big play gets taken away, and you're not happy about that if you're T.J. Horton or the rest of this team, because
I don't think
you're struggling once again in the red zone area.
I don't think Mike Yuremovich agreed, but be all that as it may, it takes away the big T.J. Horton run. First and 15 now. Kelly will throw the in route. Never had a chance of reaching Eric Weatherly. I don't know if it got knocked down a bit, deflected. I hope it did, because if not, Kelly wasn't close to Weatherly.
Yeah, this is a theme we've seen all day so far with Ball State, in that they approach the red zone area and then something just goes awry, be it a turnover or a penalty. And right there, obviously that pass is not going to get the job done because it was more in the dirt than catching. Or in the turf, better yet.
Mike Yuremovich, head coach of Ball State, talking to us this week. He put a lot on the offensive line. He said, we're playing adequately, but I want us to be great. They give the football to the quick one, Eric Weatherly. Weatherly got a few. They're going to spot that at the 23-yard line.
And Coach Weatherly recognizes that in order to be good to great, you have to be clean. And that is one of the problems that we keep seeing. And he owned up to that. And that, hey, we have to play a better, more disciplined, clean brand of football in order to have success.
Well, yeah, you get the explosive play. You're down, could have been potentially down inside your opponent's 5-yard line. You get a flag on it because you lined up wrong. And now you're scuffling again on 3rd and 10.
Right, that's not a week 10 play.
That out route, that is caught at the 15-yard line. It's going to be a couple yards shy. That throw from quarterback Kyle Kelly was hauled in by Ball State's Kobe Gross. So Kelly hit the throw. The tight end Kobe Gross made the catch. And we're looking at 4th and 2 when we get back. Eastern Michigan's lead is intrepid work by Gerard Cherry and all of our crew. Okay, Jay, let's take a look at that O-line of Ball State. What do we got here?
Well, you say to yourself, okay, where's the fifth guy at? Everybody looks clean here. Look at that left tackle spot. He's a shade big back. If you look at his backside, you see that he's not quite on the line of scrimmage. So that's probably where that call was made, which was pivotal because it took Ball State, and that's Chris Hood, from a great position to a more adversarial one.
Jay, 6'10", man.
318.
6'10".
We need to figure out when to get skinny, my man.
Whoo, baby. All right, Kyle Kelly is out. Now remember, this is 4th down and 2 now.
I actually like the call.
Okay. You're trailing by 11.
Go for it.
Offense on the field. Let's see what Mike Uremovich comes up with. Kelly in trouble.
Oh, you got to get rid of it.
Eastern Michigan got the stop. Outstanding play defensively by Eastern Michigan's Andrew Marshall. Marshall, the linebacker, the junior out of Carroll, Ohio. Went to Lackawanna Community College in New York State. Big play. Watch him here.
I support
right
the decision. I don't understand the play call. Put him in a position, Kyle Kelly, in which you have protection with him. Because what did they do, Eastern Michigan? They overlay on the side with defenders, and you go right to that side. So reverse it. Go where they're not.
There's Andrew Marshall. He getting all the kudos and the attaboys from his teammates.
So. Rightfully so.
Absolutely. It's a, you know, that's a strong play. I mean, you know, you get a guy down one-on-one. You're a linebacker, you know, that weighs 240 pounds. You know, that's not easy.
Yeah, see, defense coordinator Ben Needham showing his vert, celebrating.
All right, back to the ground game now in his first down call. Trying to spin outside the numbers for Eastern Michigan. That first down carry from Harold Mack. Mack came out of the slot again. Mack started to become, again, this is a true freshman, Jay.
Right.
He's starting to become a versatile guy now.
Yeah.
Not only pass game, but starting to get him carries, whether he works out of the slot, sometimes lines up in the backfield.
Yeah, he's been impressive today, and I love the fact that both these teams are seeing who can out-jet sweet each other.
We're just underway in the 4th quarter. Glad to have you along today.
Whoa.
Staying with the ground game.
Whoa.
Wow, pads popping. How about Dante McMillan lowering pads and saying, you're not going to get me to the ground. Strong run by McMillan. Now, he might be feeling a little bit ouchy after that, but watch this.
Yeah, the first part was impressive with the spin, but right here, take that, as he gives Michael Gravely the business. He feels the effects of it as well. But you know he's a tough guy. He'll be back on the football field, but very physical running on the part of Dante McMillan.
And as we talk, Michael Gravely is an outstanding tackler. And McMillan just popped him on that carry. Noah Kim off that keep. Kim kept the football after that mesh play. Mesh play faked handoff to Tavier Dunlap.
Kim does a really good job of not taking flush hits, Michael. Just using his body in a way to where he doesn't have to absorb blows. Very impressive.
We're in the 4th quarter now, approaching the 13-minute mark, and Noah Kim and Eastern Michigan on the road where they haven't won at all this year. 0-4 on the road. They've got an 11-point lead and the football with 13 minutes left for veteran quarterback Noah Kim. Kim's going to put it up. That throw should have been caught. Oh, he had that on wide receiver Nick Devereaux, and usually Devereaux's very sure-handed. Girardi let that go right through his hands.
Yeah, and Devereaux's had a couple of drops today, and one of the things that they worked on coming into the season was his ability to catch, because everyone's impressed with his run after catch ability, but it's initially catching the football that he has to be more consistent with, and that was a catchable pass right there that he should have hauled in.
Big play for both the Eastern Michigan offense, and maybe even more so for the trailing by 11 points Ball State defense. The line to make is at the 45-yard line.
And this is where Kim shines.
Yes. He's converted 3rd downs through the air very well this year. Pocket breaks down. Came underneath. 1st down and more. Kim put it on wide out Jamarian Wheeler. That's the 2nd time today we've called Wheeler getting himself open and in space. Got 20 on that 3rd down throw.
Beautiful execution, beautiful design. Sit where no defenders are at, run everybody off. No one has a presence of mind to guard the center of the football field for Ball State. And Kim finds it, opens it up, gets the first down.
Carter, quickly explain what you mean when you say run everybody off.
Meaning that you send guys on vertical routes and then you send someone across the middle of the football field. He sits down, no one there, picks up positive yards.
Perfect. Back to the ground game. And that's Tavier Dunlop. Dunlop is the bigger of the two backs. He and Dante McMillan. And Dunlop, again, you know, well, we say A and B gaps, maybe specifically the A gap for Tavier, and he just got 7 running in that A gap.
They don't like the C or D for some reason.
No.
They like A's and B's, like my GPA.
Second straight carry. Whoa! Dunlop has broken free. Tavier Dunlop, touchdown, Eastern Michigan. He said, wait a minute, Red Guy and Cherry. You guys sounded like all I can do was run A-gaps for a couple of yards. He just took a 36 to the house.
The question is, though, was it in the C? Because I think it was in the A or B again. That's a back-breaking play right there. Let's see. That's the A-gap.
That's A-gap.
That's A-gap. And you say, what's the A-gap? Well, the A-gap, if you don't know, is right where the center who snaps the football is located. To the side of him are called the B gaps. And as you extend further out from guard to tackle, you have C, and then tackle to tight end, D. And way out there is the E, just in case you were wondering.
Yes, indeed. Tavier Dunlop. Tavier Dunlop has just scored his 5th touchdown of the year. Watch this, right there. He's leaving.
Even and leaving.
Touchdown, Tavier Dunlop to extend the Eastern Michigan lead.
It's a lot of fun to prepare hard in November, come out here, play a good football game, and to win it with your brothers, man. So I want you to feel this. It's fun to win.
Yeah, it's fun to win. Yeah, I think that anybody that's ever put the pads and helmet on would agree with that. Real fun when you win. That was last week, Gerard, from head coach Chris Creighton after that 27-21 win over Bowling Green at Holman, right near Stadium in Ypsilanti.
Right. Not only is it fun when you win, but when you play really good football where it's complementary football is taking place, where the offense, defense, and special teams is doing what's necessary to win football games.
Well, how about this return? Had broken free. for Ball State. Excellent return. And on that was T.J. Horton. Oh, the running back said, put me back there, coach. He's not a guy that normally returns kicks, Gerard.
And this is simply a guy who wants it, who does not want to see an L on that scoreboard at the end, who's trying to get to the MAC championship, because Horton just does a great job of breaking tackles, finding open seams where there's not anyone in the coverage lanes to pick up those positive yards and give this football team excellent field position. And let's see if they can take advantage of it.
51-yard return for the redshirt sophomore to Frederick Douglass High in Lexington, Kentucky. T.J. Horton is offset with Kyle Kelly. Horton, sweet move, and then lowers the pads. Boy, he said, I'll show you my whole bag there. He put the sweet move on and then lowered the pads and took on that sturdy Eastern Michigan linebacker, Bryce Eluk, who wears number 40.
Now it's fresh off a 51-yard run on top of that. Horton, you love his effort and his energy that he's bringing. It's getting that sideline fired up, and they're going to need to do something with time running out on them. Some big plays are going to have to come real quick and soon for this Ball State football team.
Partner, got to get in the end zone on this drive. You know, 3 ain't going to help you. Not now. Kelly, check down. He hooked up with Cameron Anthony, the big tight end, the redshirt freshman out of Fishers, Indiana. Kelly saying, let's go. Give me that play in.
All right, let's go.
Give me the play in.
Up-tempo it. You should be in hurry-up offense at this moment because, again, time is not on your side. You're down by 18 points.
Well, that's a 3-possession game.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're approaching 10.5 left here in quarter number 4. So the need for a touchdown here is very apparent. Eastern Michigan saying, wait a minute.
Oh, great open field tackle.
Yeah, that's an outstanding open field tackle. So that was Bryce Llewellyn, who's, Gerard, I don't know if we mentioned this in the first half. His dad played at Ball State. Was a Ball State Cardinal.
Yeah, that's got to be controversial right now in the household, but that is his textbook how you tackle an open field. One-on-one situation, he and the running back catching out of the backfield, and he wins that matchup.
Loss of 2. Excellent hit by Bryce Llewellyn, the senior. Now back to that ground game, trying to make that cut. Back inside was Eric Weatherly, and again, Weatherly getting more opportunities out of the jet motion and trying to get him on the edge outside the numbers.
Right, and that's positive yards, but obviously you have to go towards the end zone. And on top of that, you're going to have to pick up 6 or 7 yards to get this first down. And we really haven't seen much from a vertical passing standpoint out of Kyle Kelly today. And he's going to have to expose that really soon, or things are going to not work out well for this team.
3rd and 7. Kelly going to take a shot. He threw that in route incomplete. A little bit of contact there. But again, it comes up as a PBU, a pass breakup for that Eastern Michigan secondary.
Number 54, the defense, how it came
as
off.
Kelly was looking to hit Donovan Hamilton there. But how about the PBU from Josh Scott of Eastern Michigan?
And Joshua Scott and the rest of that secondary for Eastern Michigan just playing with so much confidence, and that they're flat out saying, and we dare you to pass the football as we line up for a field goal for Ball State.
Let's see with a make. Let's do the arithmetic, Gerard. This would bring him back to 15, right?
Yeah.
If he converts, it makes it 15. You're down 15, a 2-possession game. Yeah, it's coming from 38 yards here from this left hash. Plenty of leg, and the accuracy is right there with it for the 3rd time today. That's a field goal connect for DC Pippin. All right, 2-possession game, although Eastern Michigan still 24-9, Eastern Michigan with this 15-point lead on the Ball State Cardinals right now as we get into the mid stages of quarter number 4 here at Schumann Stadium in Muncie, Indiana. Michael Regard, Gerard Cherry, all of our terrific ESPN crew. So Ball State have been relegated to the 3 field goal makes from DC Pippin today, Gerard, as a culmination showing of their offensive possessions.
Right. DC is certainly earning his scholarship today. And that he's been the go-to guy for the inability of the offense once near the red zone area to score points. And if I'm Eastern Michigan right now, I'm thinking, watch for the onside kick.
Partner, did you ever wear your football did you see DC Pippin's? Did you ever wear your football pants like that?
I actually did.
Where they look like shorts?
I actually did. And the reason why?
Why?
Nothing to slow myself down at being on my knees. They would penalize you back then, though.
All right, let's take a look at this Eastern Michigan offense. And the running back tandem, right, of Eastern Michigan. We've talked about him a lot today. Dante McMillan and now Javier Dunlap bouncing his pads off pads and into the house for the Eastern Michigan TD.
Yeah, one thing's clear. Neither one of those guys go down on initial contact.
No.
They're hard-nosed football players.
Well, there they are today. They got 21 carries between them for a $102 with the Dunlap touchdown that we just showed you. Let's see what this possession brings.
Oh, same issue.
Yep. McMillan on that first down carry following the blocks of his center, Nicholas Gallegos, and maybe one of the best in the back. Big number 63 right there, Gerard. That's Mickey Revelinski, the 300-pounder from the state of Wisconsin.
No answer for that trap block right now for Ball State, in that they keep on hitting him with that, creating that open hole, and they're running right through the A-gap to pick up positive yards.
Yeah, let's see, a little bit too early to start thinking about, you know, using play clock too when you're lining everybody up. Well, maybe not.
I like what they're doing.
Inside 10.
Keep your foot on the gas.
They snap it at 7. Run the football, and they're going to get a heavy dose of that on these offensive possessions now. Dante McMillan again.
That's always like the quintessential question. When do we start milking the clock, or do we stay aggressive? Because, again, you don't want to play not to lose. And right now, stay aggressive, because everything you're doing offensively appears to be working.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you have to believe that Chris Creighton and his offensive coordinator, Mike Piakowski, Eastern Michigan, feel good about that, what they're getting accomplished offensively. First down snap here. Ground game, nothing there for McMillan this time. Good job of blowing that up from Ball State. That looked like it was big Amir Glenn, 310-pounder, who got in on that hit. There's oh no, let me check that. Yeah, it was Glenn, wasn't it?
Yes.
Amir Glenn, yeah, had it right the first time.
6'1", 315. Call that a plug.
Yeah. And now, this is what we're just talking about. See, now, no hurry right now. Again, you've got a 15-point lead.
Take your time.
And play clock. Use the play clock, right, partner?
Yeah. Situational football.
Noah Kim snaps it. Play clock at 3. Gonna take that shot, that out route. Oh, Kim threw that, leaning back off his back leg. Doesn't matter, he says, as he hit Jamarian Wheeler on that out.
We call that a cover 2 beater. And why is it a cover 2 beater? Where you have someone underneath and over the top, but right on that sideline is a vacant area. And if you run that corner route, neither a safety or if the cornerback doesn't get back on his drop, can get there in time to prevent the play. A successful one at that, on that corner route. Nice job again by Kim and company.
Well, your lead gets cut to 2 possessions if you're Eastern Michigan, and right away they respond by putting this very strong drive together behind the veteran quarterback, Noah Kim. Stay with the ground game. McMillan on the call.
Great job of being a patient runner right there on the part of McMillan. Just taking his time, diagnosing where to go with the football, not in a hurry, but just treading and moving forward to get those positive yards. And this is disheartening if you're on the sideline for Ball State, because you're just watching that undefeated record at home being chipped away.
Ball State 4-0 undefeated here at Schumann Stadium on their home campus. But looking like that's in peril right now.
There you go.
Good defensive play there as reading that and shooting that quickly. Got in that gap and making that hit for the Cardinals of Ball State. That's Ben Marsh, Gerard, the 250-pound redshirt sophomore defensive end.
And Ben comes off the edge and does a nice job of getting a tackle in the backfield, because that was a needed play, because at that point, nothing but success was experiencing for Eastern Michigan.
Partner, you got a 15-point lead if you're Eastern Michigan. Running clock, 5:25 left, 3rd and 8. You putting this up in the air?
Oh, yeah. I'm being aggressive. And I trust my quarterback on top of that, and Noah Kim. He's been, for the most part, making really good decisions with the football in his hands.
Yeah, going to put it up 3rd and 8. Came underneath, incomplete. Incomplete. So punt time now for head coach Chris Creighton and Eastern Michigan. Yep, here comes the punt unit out. So they're going to punt the football with 5:11 left and their 15-point lead here as we start to get late now. 5:11 left in the football game.
Well, the offense did enough to put you in a position to flip the football field to where it forces Ball State to have to drive down the football field unless there's a big return right here.
Well, he didn't get what he wanted, did he?
No, he did not.
With that boot, ever looking to pin Ball State inside the 10-yard line, and Mitchell Tomasek left it short. All right, 5:03 left. Ball State football when we get back. Got to have a touchdown to the Cardinals to All right, these are a couple of the key points of this one today as we bring you back here inside the Schumann Stadium. Michael Regide, Gerard Cherry. Eastern Michigan, Gerard, they've got 5:03 to get through here to try to get rid of that 8-game road losing streak. Ball State hadn't lost at home this year.
Right, and Eastern Michigan is well on their way, Michael. They've done a really nice job of playing complementary football. And for Ball State, the issue has really been the defense has had its moments of promise, but the offense, they can move the ball between the 20s, but when they get to that red zone area, it's been a brick wall.
Been a problem today for Kyle Kelly. Kelly trying to use the legs and step up in the pocket. He'll do that. Kelly got a first down and more. Kyle Kelly all the way to the midfield stripe. That's 25 yards as Kelly just spun, weaved, broke a couple of tackles and put 25 yards together.
And what I like about this is he was definitive with it. Okay, once he decided he was going to run, he didn't play around with the idea of trying to pass it. He just took off and ran, and that's what he needs to do. You get about 3 more of those plays with that much chunk yardage, you'll find yourself in the end zone.
So big play, Kyle Kelly. The young man who, I mean, last year they moved him over to the defensive side of the football. Well, he's just going to keep it again. Same thing. Sidestepping through traffic. Oh, we've got away from the football. Going to be flags on this.
And you have to be smart in those situations.
Eric Weatherly, the wide receiver, just got thrown to the ground by Caleb Coley. Coley, that defensive back for Eastern Michigan.
And if the officials saw what I saw, they're calling a penalty on Coley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's
After the
excessive
play,
there.
personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Number 16. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run, automatic first down.
And you watch as Weatherly is blocking Coley, takes him to the ground, and obviously Coley takes exception to it and finishes it off, but you have to understand the circumstances. No need to be a tough guy right there. Take one for the team. Easier said than done, but take one for the team.
Well, they're going to let that play go as, you know, listen, I got to tell you, our game referee today, Billy Williams, Gerard, I'm not sure they had that ball ready for play.
Right.
You know?
Right. It was definitely off from a timing standpoint, but fortunate enough for Ball State, that pass was not picked off. Because again, Kelly, you can't force it into harm's way. If a guy's covered, do not make the assumption that he's going to win that matchup.
Well, Gerard, in this too, I mean, you look at it, a product of being down by 15 with 4 minutes left, and we see Kelly do this. This is the 3rd time on this drive now he's used his legs to pick up positive yardage by keeping the football.
Right.
Well, this got real chippy.
It certainly has.
After every snap, we got guys pushing.
Helmets coming off.
Yep. Banging on one another well after the play's over. Well, that leads for a tough day for that man with a white hat, Billy Williams, our game referee today, and his crew.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness offense, number 3. 15-yard penalty for the end of the play. The result of the play is 3rd down.
Eric Weatherly's a tremendous
defensive player,
football
number
player.
33,
Gerard,
whose helmet came off. He has to go out for a down.
but you're 5'8", 175 pounds.
Right.
Didn't you just use the term tough guy?
Yeah, tough
Why
guy.
trying to act like a tough guy?
Right, it's unnecessary. And then pushing his head right there. They're going to catch all that. You know, on top of that, you're doing it in front of the referee. They're going to see that. It's just nonsense. That does not help your cause. And now you're out of scoring position with that selfish me guy play.
We're inside 4 minutes left. Eastern Michigan has a 24-9, 15-point lead over Ball State. Running clock, 2-possession game with 2-point conversions needed by Ball State. Kelly will check that down. Completed his throw. Got a couple as he was able to hit Isaiah Tucker. Tucker got taken down at the 35-yard line. Clock's the biggest factor against Ball State right now.
Right, well, the field goal unit will not be coming out this time around.
Nope, not going to do anything for you when you trail by 15 in the 4th quarter. Kelly.
You got to get rid of the ball, Kelly.
Didn't keep it alive, and Eastern Michigan took advantage of it. Sack time for Eastern Michigan's front 4. That on that hit for the Eagles was Javon Thomas.
And Michael,
redshirt freshman, Gerard, out of East Lansing, Michigan.
I don't understand the hesitancy on Kelly's part to operate outside of the pocket and move out of the pocket off schedule. Why stay in that area right there? Go to the outside, set something up. You can either take off or launch the football down the field. Trying to stay in the pocket right there does nothing for you when you have defenders in that area. We've seen that on multiple occasions today in which he has the ability to escape outside, but he decides to stay in the pocket to deliver the football when he's better served by escaping outside.
15-yard loss and
it's backbreaker.
end the possession. Eastern Michigan trying to put this away, up by
right
15.
there.
Again, that strong run, that dynamic running back duo, Dante McMillan on the carry there. We saw his buddy Tavier Dunlap break free for that touchdown and probably put things away as now Eastern Michigan
Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty from previous spot.
Yeah, 19-yard run
Great
negated
touchdown.
because of a holding play, but that's a nice run. Minus the holding penalty that took place. And Webb's been very physical. Watched him a lot today, and he's just been bullying a lot of defenders on that defensive front of Ball State.
Spencer Webb, 300-pounder, young man from the state of Illinois. And again, last week in the win over Bowling Green, both Chris Creighton and his offensive coordinator, Mike Piatkowski, said they loved the way they ran the football and gave a lot of kudos to their offensive line for being tough and getting it blocked and creating the seams and creases.
Yeah, if they loved it last week, I can't imagine what they're going to feel like after watching the film come Sunday.
Again, a lot of space for running back Dante McMillan. He cut off that left side. Center Nick Gallegos and the left guard Owen Snively.
Just like that, 12 yards.
Well, it almost appears, and again, this is the fourth quarter, but pretty much the whole game today, when Eastern Michigan has pretty much said, we're going to run the football now.
They have. Stop us. Yes.
They have.
And don't you love that, Michael, when a football team says, you know what?
Yes.
We're not going to put any bells and whistles on this. Here's what we're going to do. Stop it. And when you can't stop it, obviously it's disheartening for a defense.
Yeah. And that's coming from two guys who were defensive players.
Yeah. we know from experience.
Oh, baby, yeah.
Nothing worse than that.
Nothing,
2-minute timeout.
Nothing worse. I don't care. The other team's running the football on you.
And you know
the
it.
game's running out of time and getting away, and you know they're running. Yeah. Nothing worse. 2 minutes left. All Eastern Michigan Just 2 minutes away from the 200th win of his distinguished head coaching career is that man, Chris Creighton. Now with the Eastern Michigan Eagles, 60 wins in Ypsilanti. Coach Drake, Wabash, and Ottawa. To those previous, 140 wins? So Creighton and his football team, he doesn't have the headset on. That means he's feeling pretty good about things. And they'll stay with the ground game, of course. Javier Dunlop lowering those pads and is just a yard away from the first down. So, excuse me, it was McMillan. It was Dante McMillan.
Ball State
running the football hard. Ball State's going to take a timeout here.
To 1 minute, 58 seconds. Clock will start. Excuse me. 1 minute, 53 seconds. Thank you.
And the way this running committee for Eastern Michigan is running, you feel like you're preventing the inevitable of picking up this first down and really closing this thing out from a time consideration standpoint. But just a great job. We talk about the game being won and lost in the trenches, and it is certain that today Eastern Michigan's offensive line has been the dominant force in this football game.
Minute and 53 left. This is a 2nd down and 9. What's Ball State have? 1 timeout left? They've got 1. So more than likely they're, this is a 3rd down and 1. Good cut. That's a first down, and that will stop the clock momentarily as Dante McMillan picked up the first down. Minute 48 left. So I don't know, Gerard. We'll see if
Ball State, their 3rd and final.
All right, there is their 3rd and final timeout. They cannot stop it any further. And certainly looking like Eastern Michigan is in a real good place to break this losing streak on the road and grab this victory as we take a look at some of the Eastern Michigan big plays today.
That's right. My man Wheeler has been balling out there. Got the touchdown on the spin move right there. Not to be outdone, let's see if we can find you again. Great catch in traffic, and that's a key concept of being a good receiver. Can you catch a contested pass? But he's not done. Finds an open spot in the coverage and comes down with the fade. And then, hey, crossing route, sit in the middle of the defense, find an open spot, don't do too much, and then run after catch. So Wheeler has certainly, Jamarion, put on a show today with 6 receptions, 131 yards, and 1 TD. Very good outing on his part.
So taking a knee right now is Noah Kim, and this Eastern Michigan offense, winning time, of course, as Ball State does not have the ability to stop the clock any further.
Helplessness.
So Eastern Michigan is going to grab their first road win of the year, Gerard.
8 games prior, have not done that.
Yeah, that's right. They'll have 1 back-to-back now after that 27-21 win over Bowling Green last week at home.
And a major difference in this game, and this is where Eastern Michigan shines, in that they're the best in the nation at red zone offense, and that they're #1 in the MAC and the FBS, and that was on display today. Ball State had multiple opportunities in the red zone area and could not come up with anything but 3 points, while Eastern Michigan was able to score touchdowns, and that made a world of a difference.
So Eastern Michigan is going to have to snap it one more time. 48 seconds left on the game clock now, as the play clock also moves, of course. But for Eastern Michigan and that man Chris Creighton, it'll be a
Gatorade bath watch.
A fun trip back to Ypsilanti.
Yeah, 200th victory.
Win number 200, that's correct. Noah Kim is going to take a knee. And we come inside 30 seconds left. That's going to do it. There will not be another snap today. Win number 200. And the very strong coaching career of that man, Chris Creighton, as he does it on the road with a 24-9 Eastern Michigan win. His 61st while the head coach of the Eastern Michigan Eagles. The road win for number 200 of his career here against the Ball State Cardinals. So Gerard, for Ball State, they had MAC championship game and bowl thoughts in their mind. A little setback to that today.
Certainly, but if you can get a 6-6 record. That may help your cause, but certainly right now, unless there's just something that is crazy taking place in the MAC, their chances of getting that MAC championship pretty much dissolved away with the expiration of this football game.
Yeah, Ball State's 2 road games to finish the year. At Toledo a week from today, and at Miami 2 weeks from today. For Eastern Michigan, yep, you got to go back to September 2024. As we've told you today, they have one on the road, so it breaks that headache for them that they wanted to get rid of. So that is going to do it for us. Eastern Michigan comes on the road to Schumann Stadium in Muncie and puts together the 24-9 win over Ball State. Terrific job today from our producer David Harris, director James Andrews, all of our ESPN crew. For my partner Gerard Cherry, I'm Michael Redguy. Thanks for being a part of it. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Eastern Michigan beats Ball State 24-9. We'll see you next week, everybody. So long from Muncie, Indiana.